Good afternoon, everyone. I, CA Charmisha, on behalf of Professional Skill Enrichment Committee ICI, welcome all the participants in today's webcast, Power BI, Power BI, and participants in today's webinar in Power BI Brilliance, Visualizing Data, Driving Strategies, and Elevating CA Expertise. So I welcome to today's resource person, CA Vikal Jain, and others present over here. To formally introduce him, he is a Vikal Jain. Vikal Jain is a chartered accountant with a dynamic professional known for his expertise in data automation, financial analytics, and emerging technologies. As a proprietor of Vikal Jain and Associates and a consultant with the 16th Finance Commission of Ministry of Finance, he brings a wealth of expertise in research and data management. A recognized leader in the field of automation, CA Vikal Jain has conducted over 100 Excel sessions across more than 8 countries and delivered 40 plus impactful sessions on AI at platforms such as ICAI, AI Hackathon, and government think tanks. Beyond traditional finance, he is also a digital educator and social influencer with more than 3.6 million followers on his Excel Tricks Facebook page and a strong presence on Instagram. He is a certified chartered accountant and holds a certification of International Financial Reporting Standards and has completed level 1 of AI certification of ICAI. With this brief introduction, I welcome you, sir, and now the floor is all open for your deliberation. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Charmy man. Thank you, ICI. Thank you, Samvit sir, for giving me this opportunity once again. Again, I'm going to talk about Power BI. Let me just share my screen first. I hope my screen is visible, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
So basically, what Power BI is, we are going to discuss it. I always spend my 10 to 15 minutes in the starting or to create the basics. Again, I'm going to do that. I always do these kind of thing because I always start from the basics. And I always try one more thing that we need to always introduce new things in Power BI. So let's say if I'm taking a session tomorrow, so maybe the session would be completely different, or maybe some extra topic would be add on in that. So again, we are going to flavor some extra topics today, and I'm going to talk about some Power Query basics, and I'm going to talk about Power BI basics. So now we are going to start with the Power BI. What is Power BI? What is business intelligence actually? So if I'm talking about Power BI, what is Power BI? So Power BI is a visualization tool like Tableau. So what visualization tool do? Visualization means representing your data into a chart form, or let's say clickable form. Let's say if I'm clicking on anything or any charts, let's say for example, if I'm taking the example of 2B and purchase register, because since as a chartered accountant we generally deal with the 2B and the purchase register. So let's say some of the item are matching, some of the item are not matching. So in that case, what we will do, we will simply click on the match button, so it will automatically pull out all the entries which are matching. So that's how we can create dashboards, since it is a Power BI. And now the time is related to AI. So Power BI has also included Copilot in it. But for that, you need a enterprise version, and you need to spend at least 2000 INR per month to use the Copilot. Otherwise, Copilot will not provide you. Yes, sir. Okay. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you are not using enterprise version of the Office 365, then Copilot would not give you advantage of AI. Now, recently has Copilot introduced AI agents, so you can simply command to the agents, and AI agents are going to provide you the response. So we are not going to deal with the Copilot today. We are going to deal with the traditional Power BI, basic of the Power BI, how Power BI is going to respond you in your office, and I'm going to deal with the purchase register and the 2B to elaborate the examples of Power BI. So Power BI can connect multiple sources. Like if I'm going to show you, like here Power BI. So let me just open my Power BI, and you can download it from the internet freely. So I'm going to use free software. I have a license of Power BI. Since we are new to it, so we can use a free license to demonstrate how free license can help you in your CA practice. So this is a template, and you can simply go to Google, search Power BI 64-bit, and install that Power BI software in your system. Then Power BI will look like this. What you need to do next, you can register here, but for that you need a company email ID. You cannot register from your personal email ID whenever you are using Power BI. So here I'm going to click on this blank report. Now here we have lots of option to import the data. You can see here we have Excel workbook. We can import the data from the Excel workbook. Here we have text and CSV. Here we have uh, O data feed and SQL server. If you will see more, here we have file options. Here we can connect the JSON file, XML file, PDF file we can connect. Here we have database, and like you can see here we can connect SAP also. Let me show you SAP. Here we have a feature of SAP. We can search all here. So you can see here we have SAP HANA, SAP Business Warehouses, and lots of software are there. Oracle we can connect. So this connection part basically is the job of your IT professional. Once it is connected, let's say you are dealing with the big company or big MNC which is using SAP software in its office. Then let's say you have connected your Power BI with the SAP software. Then what will happen? It will automatically fetch the report from the SAP software. Let's say I want to make a dashboard from the sale register or the purchase register or any instance, whatever you want to take. Then what will happen when you are using Power BI? So let's say I have connected my Power BI with the SAP software. What will happen? Let's say today there are 1 lakh entries in my sale register. Let's say if I'm going to click a refresh next time, so let's say someone has passed 5 entries, so it will show you 1 lakh 5 entries. So that is the beauty of Power BI. Whenever we are using the Excel, let's say we are not connecting our Power BI with the software, then what will happen in that case? We need to extract our data from software to Excel file. Then we need to import this Excel file to the Power BI. This is the difference between offline and online. I always recommend online. So that's why we are learning Power BI here, because every time we cannot download our data into Excel, because whenever we are downloading our data in Excel, it means we are working offline. So let me just demonstrate more basic about the Power BI. So what is the difference between Excel and Power BI? So basically the difference between Excel is this. So Excel is basically easy to learn. Why easy to learn? From the beginning of our articleship, we are dealing with the Excel, and Power BI is a new terminology, but it is a old software right now. But since we are learning today, so for us it is a new terminology. Power BI. BI means business intelligence. Now it is very cost effective. Generally, it costs you 7K around annually, but Power BI cost you around 25K annually. And now the beauty is it can handle more data than your Excel. You can connect multiple sale registers simultaneously. You can connect multiple master sheets, transaction sheets. Then you don't need to connect. Then you don't need to work again and again for the dashboards. Let's say I want to pull out any report. I want to make a dashboard. Then I will simply connect my software. Next time I need to simply click refresh. Nothing else. Here it is purely dependent on the cloud base. We can say our Excel is also now on the cloud base whenever we are using OneDrive. But for the OneDrive, we need to always open the Excel. But for this Power BI, what we will do, we will create a dashboard. we will publish a link to the Power BI server. Then what will happen next time? Let's say my colleague want to see the dashboard, or my manager want to see the performance of my company. So he or she can simply use the link to open the dashboard. He or she may uh, open the dashboard from mobile, and if we'll click on any button, it will automatically update. This is the beauty of data visualization or business intelligence. Now visualization is also good. For Excel, we need simply helper columns. We need raw data. We need to learn advanced Excel in that. But here we have already auto build visualization here. And the fourth part is more security than your Excel. So if you are sharing with the Excel file, it means you are sharing the data. But in the Power BI, you are not sharing the actual data with anyone. You are sharing simple the links. So you are not sharing the backend processing of your data file. So this is the difference between Excel and the Power BI. I have already talked about this, or I am showing you the link how you can download the Power BI from the Microsoft side. And if you don't want to go on the Google, then you can simply search here on the window here, and you can simply type Power BI. And since I have already installed it, so it is showing open. And if you have not installed it earlier, then it will show you installed and used. So then you can use this Power BI directly even without going to the Google. So this is the Power BI. Now let's talk about this one. So Power BI, basically whenever we are dealing with any kind of transformation or any kind of visualization software, I always say this. Uh, Power BI is nothing. Whenever you are good in Excel, then you know Power BI automatically. 70% of the Excel formulas are already here. Some function is here, count is here, VLOOKUP is here with the different name, sum if is here. So many of the functions in which are already in the Excel, you can use the function directly into Power BI. And if we are going to concatenate some more thing over here, let's say Power Pivot. Power Pivot basically what Power Pivot do whenever we are new to our Power BI. So see, this Power Query has come in 2013 actually, and now we are talking about Power Query. So Power Query is basically a data importer tool. It can transform the data as per your need. And next time, what you need to do, you need to write, you need to simply refresh your data like pivot table. In Power Pivot, what you can do, you can connect multiple data in Excel file directly. You don't need to refer any VLOOKUP or XLOOKUP. You can simply connect the files, and it will automatically create pivot table from the multiple files. So this is the Power Pivot. We can give the real power to our pivot tables. So that's why the name is Power Pivot. If we are going to connect all these three, then we are simply going to learn our 70% of the Power BI. And always whenever we are learning visualization, 30% is the visualization. See, I always say this: inserting a chart is not a big job. Let's say I have a data of X and Y. Let's say there is a data product Apple, HP, or let's say Dell, and here we have sales. So we can create a line chart directly. This is a very simple process. But how we are extracting the results, how we are transforming our data, this is the main part. So we need to always spend our 70% of the time initially on the transformation, and after that 30% is on the visualization. So when you have learned the transformation, visualization does not take more time. So this is the process understanding. And one more thing we need to understand in the process of Power BI, this is the main process whenever I'm talking about the Power BI. So here we have, let's say I want to create a dashboard from my sale register. So let's say I have connected my SAP software. This is my SAP software, and this is Power BI. Now let's say I have connected my Power BI software with the SAP. Now what will happen? Let's say I want to create this dashboard, these kind of dashboard from the sale register. So what will happen? One, I have two, three options. First is I can download my SAP data and import into Excel, and then Excel file can be imported into Power BI. So every time we need to download the Excel file, replace the Excel file, then we need to import into the Power BI. So this is not a real time job. This is a actually manual work. And alternate of this is that basically if we want to create this dashboard from the Power BI, then we have two options. Power BI always give you two options. First is Power Query. I will demonstrate each and everything to you. First is Power Query. You can transform your data using Power Query, and the beauty is in the AI era, we can simply ask a M code from the AI, and it will provide you the code of the Power Query, and we can simply copy and paste. I will demonstrate that thing also, how you need to ask the code from the AI. So we can use that code in Power Query. And the second thing is we can use our Power BI Excel. Whenever we are saying this tax data expression language, I'm generally call it as Power BI Excel. So Power BI has hidden Excel behind it. We can use our that Excel tools directly linking with the our SAP software. In these two circumstances, we don't need to download the report. These two are real time. Always we need to simply right click on it and refresh it. The dashboard will be ready whenever we are talking about tomorrow and day after tomorrow. So now let's start the actual importing of the data and understand what Power BI does. So here I'm going to open my Power BI, which is already open here. Now on the file tab, here you will see, here I have options and settings. So whenever you are seeing your Power BI first time, you need to do two settings first. On the options, you can see here we have two kind of settings. First is global and second is current file. So let's say you want to do a setting on the current open file. So my open file is untitled now. So if I want to do any kind of setting on the current open file, then I need to refer these kind of settings. Next time I need to do this setting again because I am changing the setting for the current file only. For next for the new file, I need to do the same settings. And if I want to, let's say, do this setting for the whole Power BI, then what you need to do, you can simply click on this global. This global will allow you to do the setting for the Power BI installed in your system. So here I'm going to do the two settings for you. First is in the global and second is in the current file. So here I have global, and here we have in the global we have preview feature. It is actually updated recently. Here it is. So preview feature, what you need to do here, you need to click, you need to check all the check boxes. Why we are checking all the check boxes? Because some of the specialty of Power BI is hidden in the backend. If you want to use all the specialty and you want to use, let's say, this kind of visualization will not appear on the screen. This matrix visual again show some hidden feature. It is not going to show you all the features. So I'm going to click all the check boxes to enable all the settings. And you can see my all check boxes is already ticked. So I don't need to click it again because I'm on the global settings. So every time I will open the Power BI, the setting will be there. Now, if I'm going to talk about the current file, here we need to do one setting, which is data load. So in the data load, we need to do this. And here we have two settings which I'm going to talk about. First is auto detect relationship and second is time intelligence. So every time whenever we are importing our data in Power BI, it automatically inbuilt, it automatically detects some relationship. Let's say I have a purchase register here and I have a SAP register here. So every time it will connect, let's say GST is unique, so it automatically find the GST number and connect a relationship. So it may also be possible that let's say you have written let's say GST for the company in the one file, and you have written GST for the customer in the one file. So auto detect feature always can cause a trouble for you, so I always disable it. And sometimes I use this feature because of the so many columns. Let's say I have invoice number, GST number, I have more unique thing, like let's say product code and so on. So in that case, what I will do, I will click on this auto detect relationship. Then it will automatically detect all the columns, but we need to always check each and every column which has been linked by this auto detect relationship. So this is little bit tricky, so I'm going to disable it for the current file. And again, I'm going to click on this time intelligence auto date and time. Now, what is this feature actually is, let's say I'm importing my purchase register in my Power BI. So there would be invoice date. So when I'm going to create a pivot table from that data. It is going to show me months, quarters, years, not the actual date. It automatically group those dates. So if you don't want to group those dates, so you want to see the actual dates, you don't want to alter the settings, so you can simply click on this time intelligence and click here and click OK. So we have done with the two settings. Now I'm going to import my data over here to start my Power BI practical. So here I'm going to deal with the two data. You can see I'm going to deal with the two data, which is first is 2B and second is purchase register. Let me open my first file, which is 2B. Now you can see here we have GST number, here we have party name, here we have invoice number, here we have invoice date, invoice type, and so on. The format is actually same with the to be downloaded from the portal. Now you can see I have 10 GST over here, and these all GST are again demo entries. And here we have supplier names, here we have invoice number, here we have invoice date, and you will see here we have taxable value, integrated tax, central tax, state tax, cess. Return status is also here. ITC I have also mentioned over here. Here we have uh, GSTR filing period. Now this is the format which I'm going to import in the Power BI. So let's import this. Just copy this, and I'm going to import here from the Excel. Import data from the Excel. You can directly go to the folder. You can simply refer the folder over there, or you can simply paste the file over here. It will open that file. So it is opening. Now my file has been connected. Now you can see it is showing me to be. So you can see my data is actually looking good. Now if I'm going to click on this checkbox, here we have some options enabled over here, which is load and transform. So whenever I'm going to click on this load part, it will take me whenever I'm going to click on this load part, it will take me to the DEX. And whenever I'm going to click on this transform, it will going to take me on the Power Query. So whenever you are good in Power Query, so you can simply click on this transform. Transform is a synonym of your Power Query. And whenever you are simply going to load, it means you want to use the Power BI Excel. So for that, we can simply refer the DEX. Here, I'm going to show you the transform part first. Then I'm going to click on this load. So here, I'm going to click on this load, sorry, transform. So my Power Query editor has been opened now. And the same feature is also available in your Excel file. Now here I'm on the Excel file. Now I'm going to click on this data. I need to actually open one Excel file. And now this is a blank file. Here we have get data. And here I'm going to click on this launch Power Query Editor. So this query editor now I'm opening in Office 365. So if you are using older version, let's say 2019, 2021, so Power Query is as introduced by the Microsoft in 2013. So after 2013, you can use Power Query editor in any version. Before that, you cannot use this Power Query. So this same feature is also available in your Power BI. So if you are good in this if you are good in this Power Query, then you can simply use this Power Query editor. Now let me show you where we can use the AI here. So you will see here every time whenever we are going to load or we are going to transform our data using Power Query. So Power Query do some kind of steps over here. You can see applied steps. This is the main part. Here is the source from where it has taken the information. You can see Excel workbook, the location of the Excel workbook. Here we have navigation, means my Excel workbook has opened by the Power Query. The third thing is you can see my header is lying here. And if I'm going to click on this promoted header, means my header has been promoted to the table names, table column names. Now here I have changed type. Now why change type is very, very important. Power Query does not work with the wrong data types. Now, what is data type here? Now, data type means correct form. Let's say if I'm talk about this column. So this is actually a date column, right? So here we have date, but what it is showing abc 123. It means whenever I'm going to delete this, so Power Query or Excel, what how it is going to treat my dates, it is going to treat my date as text. So whenever I'm going to use year, month or date function in this, so Power Query is not going to work at all. So that's why it is automatically change my data type. And you can see now it is showing me calendar. So calendar means dates. Here we have ABC, it means it is a text. And if I'm going to right side of the data, you can see here we have 1 2 3 4 the taxable value. And whenever you are using Excel, let's say if I'm going to click on this Excel, let's say if I'm entering any text, here I'm entering my name, and let's say I'm entering, let's say 1 2 3 4. So I have entered one text and I have entered some numbers. So every time Microsoft utilities, this is also applicable in Power BI, Power Query, Microsoft Access. Always Microsoft keep my text to the left side of the column and my numbers to the right side of my column. You can see my text is here and my numbers is here. If I'm going to talk about some errors, so errors always lie in the middle, and date is considered by the date is considered as number by the Excel. So that's why it is lying on the right side. And you can see the same methodology is applicable here. Numbers are lying on the right side and text are lying on the left side. So how you can even recognize your correct data type? So my data type is correct, and now I'm going to close and apply. I just want to demonstrate this now. I was telling about how we can use the AI over here. I let's say I'm going to take an example in the Excel file. Then we are going to switch on the Power BI now, and I'm going to actually demonstrate how we can take the help of AI whenever we are transforming our data in our Excel file. So let's start with. So let's say here I have started. Let's delete this. We can do the same activity in our Power BI. So here we have started, okay, and here we have ended, okay. Now let's say my start date is 1st April 2018, okay. Now the second end date is, let's say, today date, or whatever the date you want to take. Let's say 31st December 2023. Now what I want, let's say my data always, my SAP software provide always these kind of data. Now I don't need to refer this data. I need to simply expand the list. So what I want to expand the date list, 1st April 2018, 2nd April 2018, and so on. till where till 31st December 2023. And next time, let's say this date has been changed to current date. So automatically my list is going to expand using Power Query. How I'm going to use that? Let me just show you. So we can say it as particulars, and we can say it as dates, date column. So this is my data. Now I'm going to import this data into Power Query. The same feature we can use in Power BI. So get data, and here we have get data from table and range. I'm going to click on this. Just my table has header. Just click here and OK. Now I'm going to use my AI to demonstrate how we can take the help of Power Query using AI. So now here we have start date and end date, and this is the date column. And you can see again the same activity has been done by the Excel also. Source my mm, uh, uh, from where my data is taking, and this is the source. And you can see it is in the current workbook table 1, and here we have change type. My data type has been changed. Now what I want to expand my date column as a list or as a range. So next time I'm going to simply refresh it. Now let's take the help of AI. Now we are going to take some example of to be and purchase register over here in the today session. So here I'm going to take the AI help first, how we can expand this list, and we can take the same example in Power BI software. So this Power Query is actually available in this Power BI. So that's why I always say this also. This so 70% of this Power Query Excel or Power Pivot is equal to your Power BI. So now let's start with the prompting part. So what we can do, let's say I want to expand a date list where my so if you are not good in prompting, what you can do, you can simply upload the screenshot from here to there. So and you can say it as expand the date column and provide me the M code. This is the relevant part. What is M code? Now every time Power Query is performing some steps, so it is creating log of every steps. So let's say if I want to check where is the log, here you will see advanced editor, and you can see this is the code written by the Power Query, not by us. So we are going to ask this code from the Chat GPT or Gemini or any other AI tool. Then we can paste the code from there to here. Then it is going to perform well. So we are going to simply ask this code. This code is called as M code. This is the Power Query. Now let's take the example. Let's say I want to expand a date list where my where my uh, date is in date column. First row is start date, and second row is end date. I want M code, or we can also give the name of the table. So you can see my table is table 1. My table name is table 1. So we are going to simply expand the list from the date column, and you can see here we have date column. We can use a double quote to differentiate this with other characters. Now just upload this, and it is going to provide you the M code. Now you can see, just copy this, and I'm going to paste it over here. So initially it is not going to provide you the correct code. because you are new to the Power Query. But some after a couple of uh, questions, it is going to provide you the answer. Now just click OK, and you can see no syntax error is here. It means the code is correct. Just done. And now you can see my date has been expanded. Now I can simply close and load. I need to format this to the date, short date. And now you can see, now let me just double click here to demonstrate this, what I'm actually doing over here. So I'm going to click on this close and load. Here I'm going to click on this here I'm going to click on this table and right click here, and here I'm going to click on load to. I want to load my data beside to my raw data to explain what Power Query is doing actually. So here I'm clicking here, right click, load to, and here I'm going to use existing sheet, load to. The existing sheet option is not here. Let's delete this, load to. Now it is showing existing list. Now, so I'm going to click here. I want to load my data here. Click OK. Now again, I'm going to format this as a short date. Now you can see my first date is 1st April 2018 and the last date is 5th January 2026. Now let's say if I want to change this, let's say 2 April 2018. Only two dates I'm taking. Now what we need to do next time? So let's say my software is now connected. So what we need to do next time, we need to simply refresh here, and my data is going to refresh automatically in this fashion. So that's how the Power Query is completely different with your Excel file. It is more powerful than your VBA also. So now I'm going to work on my power 2B and purchase register in the Power BI. So let's close this. This is a just demonstration how Power Query is, how we can ask the code from the AI and paste it into advanced editor. So Power Query is going to actually work for you. So don't save. Now I'm going to load my second data. Then let's close and apply in the Power BI. So in my Excel file, Power Query has loaded my data into Excel. So now where it is going to load my data, since here is not Excel file. Now let me show you. So this is report view. Here you can create the visualization. So you want to insert any chart, you want to insert any column chart, you want to insert any metrics, pivot table, anything you want to insert, you can take the visualization view. And here we have table view. I generally call it as Excel view. So every time you load your data in Power BI, so it always load here. Here we have relationship. So you can create the relationship from the data, different data, from there to here. And you can see my data is here to be, and this is the Dex view. If you are using Copilot, so we can take the reference of this Dex view. So Dex view is going to simply uh, write the DEX or the Excel formula of the Power BI in by using Copilot. And here we have programming language. This we can again take the help of AI. So that's how you can use the Power BI. Now let's do our actual example, which I'm going to take. So here I have loaded my 2B file. Now the second thing I'm going to load over here is purchase register. So let's load my purchase register in the same fashion which we have loaded my 2B. So I'm going to click here Excel workbook and purchase register, just open it. So here you can see purchase register. So this time I'm not clicking on this transform part. I'm simply clicking on this load. So now you can see your Excel. Here you will see the 2B is here in the Excel file. Here you can see your purchase register is here. Now we are going to reconcile our 2B and the purchase register by using Power BI, and we are going to see the visualization by using these two files. How we can do that? Let's start. Now let's read our data. You can see GST number is here in the purchase register, which is loaded from the SAP. Here is the vendor GST. Here is the invoice number of the vendor. Here we have 2B. Here we have GST number, and here we have invoice number. Let's see the format of the invoice number. Invoice 31001, and here in the SAP register. Actually, whenever we are going to enter any SAP entries, so sometimes your customized software provide you the different invoice number to make more symmetry in the invoice number. So this is the different invoice number, invoice V004. What why it is showing V004? Because it is also adding vendor code in my invoice number. So here we have different invoice number, invoice 31001. Let's say if I'm talking about supplier number 3 first, you can see here we have some invoices related to supplier number 3, and for the purchase register here we have supplier 3. So again, we have some invoices, but the invoice number is completely different from your 2B in the SAP, because SAP has a feature. Uh, I'm presuming right now, in my SAP is a feature that it adds my vendor code with the invoice number, so that next time I can recognize by the invoice number only which vendor has invoiced this issue. So let's remove the filter and let's try to resolve these issues. So now I'm removing the filter once again from here. So now my both file has been unfiltered. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to split the invoice number. So what we can do, we can let's, if I'm talking about this SAP file invoice number. So what we can do, we can either remove this V000, or we can take the reference of 1005. So since in the previous video we have taken the reference of whole invoice number, now this time we are going to take the simple reference of the right side of this invoice number, which is 1005, and I'm going to extract this 1005. Then what we are going to do, we are going to concatenate. So let's say I want to reconcile the 2B and purchase register. So maybe it may be possible that there is a multiple vendor GST in here. There is a multiple vendor GST in the purchase register. So what we need to do, we need to concatenate two columns. First is vendor and second is invoice number. We can do the same activity in Excel, but we are going to use Power BI here. So now we are going to start with, I'm going to split the data first. So in the Excel, we generally use what? In Excel, we use right for this extractions. So here I'm going to insert a new column. So here I'm going to say it as new invoice number. So my new invoice number would be, I'm going to use my write function, which I use in Excel, write. So now it is giving me text. So where is your text? My text is invoice number here. See, we cannot refer any cell here because we don't have any cell. We need to always refer our table column name. So here in this SAP purchase register, you can see there are different type of columns and their column name. So if I'm simply typing invoice number, and it is showing me invoice number from here to here. So you can see invoice number here. So simply I'm going to click tab. It is going to write the whole column name directly by using tab. Now comma, how many number of character you want to split? Let's say 4 character from the right side. Just close the parentheses and done. So that's how I have extracted my new invoice number. Now I'm going to add GST with it to reconcile the entries. So here I'm going to insert a new column. Here, let's say I'm saying it as GST, or we can say, since we are on the purchase register file, so we can say it as purchase register, GST, and invoice number. So my column name would be PR GST invoice. I am saying GST. When the GST is here, again, I'm going to press the tab key, and here I'm going to concatenate with the space. So for this space, we need to enter the space in the double quotes, and I'm going to use and key once again. Now I can use the invoice number which I have created, new invoice number. So that's we generally do the same thing in Excel. So we can use the same thing, same features over here in Power BI. Just press the enter, and here it is, the purchase register and GST invoice. Now we are going to do the same activity in the 2B. Again, we are going to split the invoice number, just the right side, fourth character, new column. So it depends on the data, how you are going to deal with it. Sometimes we don't need to actually split it. We can simply concatenate the whole invoice number if your system is taking the correct invoice number. So here I'm going to use invoice number. So here I'm going to again use the same function, right? And this time I'm going to use the text is invoice number. Now you can see whenever we are working with the 2B table, it is always referring the table 2B only. It is not showing me the column from the purchase register. So we can simply click on this invoice number and comma, number of character is 4 once again, close the parentheses and enter. So you can see my purchase register invoice number is here. Now I'm going to concatenate the GST number and the invoice number once again. So now here I'm going to use a new column. My internet is my Power BI is actually responding slowly. So to be, I'm saying it as to be invoice and GST. The procedure would be same. So I'm going to start with the GST of the supplier and space and my invoice number. So here it is, invoice number, just enter. So that's how my new uh, helper column is going to look alike. See, it is responding slow in my system. So whenever I'm going to publish this report in your system, it is going to work on the link. So that link is going to respond faster based on the internet speed. So now in Excel, what we do for reconciling the purchase and the GST, we use VLOOKUP, but here we don't have any VLOOKUP. You can see here we have this relationship. So now we can connect this two table by just putting one column from here to here, or we can take the reverse. So we can take the first column here and put it here. Let's understand the relationship. How what is the relationship? What relationship does? So here it is. Relationship is nothing, just a linking of two data, which we generally do by using VLOOKUP. So here we have one to many relationship, means you have one master file. There is one GST number over here. There's a customer name, and there's a transaction file in which there are multiple GST number with the same party. So we can say it as one to many. We can connect one to many relationship because it is a master data. It is a transaction data. We can connect by creating a link. Here we can connect many to one, vice versa we can connect. Here we can connect one to one, but we cannot connect many to many, because here we have purchase register which has multiple GSTIN. Here we have to be multiple GSTIN. How we are going to connect these two data? How we are going to resolve the problem by using VLOOKUP? So that's why I have concatenated my invoice number. You can concatenate the full invoice number and use the VLOOKUP or use the relationship here. So anything which is unique in your data, we generally call it as primary key. So in the master data, always the unique ID will be primary key, and anything which is a duplicate, let's say in my files 2B and the purchase registration are duplicates, we generally call it as foreign key. So these are the terminology which you are going to seeing in the Power BI. So here I'm going to refer the linking part now. So we need to connect this 2B JSON with the PR GST invoice. So just pick this 2B invoice GST and drop it here on the PR GST. Now these two data is going to link, and you can see here we have one-to-one relationship. Just save it, because every invoice number is unique. Now every GST number is different, so that's why it is showing one-to-one. Now we are going to create dashboards here. Let me just put my charger in the laptop. Meanwhile my Power BI is loading. My Power BI is responding slow. Sometimes it responds slow because of the size of the software, but it respond only it respond slow only in the designer mode. Means I am designing this dashboard, so it is going to hang in my system only. Whenever you are using the dashboard in your system by using link, it is not going to respond slow. So simply click here. Here it is the visualization tab. Now I'm going to compare which invoice is there, which invoice is not there. Now I'm going to create a pivot table. So pivot table is nothing in the Power BI. Here it is, matrix. So matrix is as same as with your pivot table. You can see rows, column, values, and filters. All features are here. Now I'm going to take the GST number in the row. So I have 10 GST in the 2B file, and here I am going to compare only the taxable value for now. So let's say here we have taxable value in the values. So you can see my total GST and my total taxable value is this one. Now we can format this also. Here we have on the upper tab format option, format. So it is actually responding slow now. So by clicking on the top, we can sort our data. Like this is in the ascending order and this is in the descending order. And here we have a formatting tab. Something has changed over here. Or we can format from here. If this format tab is not working, we can format from here. So now you want to format the values. So I'm going to click on these values, and we can say it as the specific column to the numbers. Actually, I'm looking for the numbers. So these are the formatting part which I'm on which I'm not going to spend more times. So you can see display units. We can convert our number into thousand, millions, billions, trillions. So we can do these kind of things here. I'm going to see the decimals places up to 2, and you can see decimal is now appearing here. So this is the data. Now let's check the values also. We can increase the font size. Again, we need to click here. And if you will simply research one or two times, it is going to work like this. So if I'm going to refer my raw data, let's check whether it is showing the correct value or not. Here I am on the 2B file, and here I'm on the 2B file. So my taxable value total is 671 4 times 0, and the same thing is here 671 4 times 0. Now I want to see the invoices. So I'm going to put the invoice number below to my rows, invoice number. So I'm going to refer the new invoice number, not the invoice number. So here is the name, invoice number. So this is it. You can see in this Justin here we have lots of invoice number 1006, 1042, lots of invoice number he is here. Now let's check which invoice is matching with the purchase register, and which invoice is not matching with the purchase register. So now I'm going to do the same activity. I'm going to add my taxable value here, taxable amount from here to here. Now you can see this is the purchase register, and the purchase register total is 7017000. Now this GSTIN is only available in the uh, 2B file. This GSTIN is not available in the purchase register, and these are invoices. Since we are simply referring the 2B, so that's why it is not showing me the number of invoices here. We need to put this taxable value here too. So what does it mean actually is here if I'm talking about this GSTN, first GSTN, you can see these are the invoices 1006, 1042, 1161. Both value are same. I have manually added these decimals. You can see 3,20,000 and 3,20,000. Since new invoice number is not here, so it means all invoices are matching. And whenever we are referring a different value, let's say I'm talking about this one, so you can see now 1004 is having 5,000 values, and 1146 is here, and 1146 is not here. So it is giving me party wise. If I'm going to add party name here, so it is going me to going to show me my party name also. So here in the party name, so here we have supplier 9, and supplier 9 is showing me these uh, 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 lacuna with my data. You can see supplier 9. I have not entered my 1156 in my purchase register, but it is still lying in the 2B of the GSTR portal. So that's how we can compare this. Now let's say I want to see my all GSTN. This is the tricky part. Let's say there are some GSTN which are not in the purchase register. There are some GSTN which are not in the 2B. Okay. Now I want to see all GSTN. Since I have only added my 2B GSTN over here. And if I'm going to remove this, let's say I'm going to add my purchase register to GSTN here. So now it is going to show me only the purchase register GSTN, not all the GST number. So I want to see all the GST number related to purchase register and 2B. Now let's say one GST is not in the purchase register, I want to see this. One GST is not in 2B, I want to see this. I want to see all the GST report over here. So there are actually 11 GST with my data, and it is showing 10. And if I'm going to add 2B JSON, again it is going to show me the 10, because one JSON is not over there, one JSON is not over there. So now how we can take the help of that? Now I'm going to show you some more beautiful trick, which is merge and append in the Power Query. This is a little bit difficult. Now let's try to figure it out. Let's try to crack this. So here I'm going to click on this transform. Transform means Power Query. So see, when we are doing these activity, we generally what we generally do for this, what we do, we take GSTIN from the 2B and we take purchase GSTIN from the purchase register. Then we put all GSTIN one below to the other. Then we use remove duplicates. Then we get the full list of our GSTIN number. 11 GSTIN number we will get. How we can do that? I'm going to copy this. I'm going to duplicate this, and we are simply saying it as, so I'm simply saying it as rename. I'm saying these are the 2B GSTIN. Okay, since we don't have any feature of using Excel, we can't export our data into Excel. If we are going to export our data into Excel, then it means we are simply referring manual entries. Now, if again I'm going to do the same activity with the purchase register and duplicate, and I'm going to rename this. I'm going to say it as SAP GSTIN. Now I want only the JSTIN, not whole the data. So I'm going to simply click on this JSTIN and I'm saying remove other columns. So this is the JSTIN. Other columns has been removed, and I'm going to do the same activity with SAP. So here I'm going to click on this SAP JSTIN and remove other columns. So these are the vendor JSTIN in this app, and here we have 2B, and we can rename the column name. Uh, Copy this and paste this. Now, in this Power Query, we have two things. First is merge query and second is append queries. Whenever we want to put our data in columnar form, let's say I have a GST number in my data, in first data, and in the second data, GST number and name is there. Now I want to find out the name of the GST number in this data. Then we can use our merge. Means putting columns side by side, we can say it as merge. Actually, there is a one empty column. We don't want that. So I am removing this null. Null means empty in Power Query, and append means concatenating data one below to the other. Let's say here we have GSTIN and I want to put this GSTIN below to these GSTIN. Then we are going to use the append. So here is the append, means merging add columns to your existing table. Like in this data, GSTIN is here, and I want to add a name column. So these then the two column would be in this table. So we are going to use merge query. For append query, we are going to add our data row by row. And for append, we always ensure that column name should be same whenever we are connecting our data together. So my column name is same now. I can see here we have append queries. Click on this append as new. So I want to find out all GSTIN. So here is the first table. First is SAP and second is 2B GSTIN. Click here and OK. And you can see the table name is append. I'm going to rename this. I'm saying it as all GSTIN list. Okay, now I'm going to remove the duplicates. These we generally do in the Excel also. So I'm going to right click here and remove duplicates. And these are the 11 GSTIN which are available in my data. And you can see this is the 10100 So just the number difference is here. So 11 GSTIN has been find out. 10 is in the 2B, 10 is in the purchase register, but there are total in my data. Now I'm going to load the data in my Power BI. Just click on home, close and apply. So here is the all gestin, and you can see in the relationship view. Now this time we have 5 tables. I don't want to see this in my front end, so I am simply hiding this. You can click on this I part and it will hide. It will not hide from here, it will hide from the front end. And I want to hide this GSTIN of the 2B. I don't want this. Now this is the all GSTIN. Now you will see all GSTIN is unique list of GSTIN. So we can concatenate, we can link uh, with the relationship. So now it is a GSTIN, and here we have a GSTIN of the supplier. I'm going to link this, and you can see many relationship is now appearing because there are multiple GSTIN in the 2B. Here is a single data in the all GSTIN list. Just save, and now we can connect the this data. Now let's say here we have GSTIN. Vendor JSON is here and JSON number supply JSON of the supplier is here. We need to simply pick this and drop it here. Vendor JSON one to many relationship. So save. Now relationship has been set. Now simply click on this report view. Now I'm going to remove this JSON which I have taken from the 2B or purchase register file. I am going to click on this all JSON and take the reference of that single column over there to here. And now you can see here we have 11 JSON. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Now if I'm going to add a GST number of the 2B below to the GST, I don't need to actually add the 2B. I need to add these GST. Now you can see these are the GST invoices which are not available in the 2B. And if I'm going to reverse the order of these taxable value, then it is going to show me the 2B part. Now let's say I want to see which invoice are matching and which invoice are not matching, and in different metrics form. So I'm going to use my pie chart over here. Let's say now what I'm going to do, I want to check the difference. Let's say what I want to check the difference, which invoice is same, which invoice is not same. Let's say this is invoice is showing 18,000, and it may also be possible that in the purchase register the same value would be here. Then we will call it as match, otherwise we will call it as unmatched. So now I'm going to find out the taxable value from here, from there in the purchase register to in the 2B. So now I'm going to add new column and I'm going to find out the taxable value from that column, from that table. So here I'm going to add new column which is taxable value of purchase register. I'm going to find it here and I'm going to find out difference. If the difference would be zero, then I will call it as match. If the difference is not zero, then I will call it as unmatched. Okay, now here I'm going to find out the purchase register taxable value. So I let me just type purchase register taxable value, and you can see since we are on the 2B table, we cannot refer our second table. So it is an error. Now how we can do that? We don't have VLOOKUP over here. We have taken the reference of relationships, but relationship can be effective in the report view only. Now if I'm going to talk about the VLOOKUP part, so here we don't have any VLOOKUP function. Here we have related. So relative is a synonym of your all lookups in Excel. So related, what related does, just find out the other columns. Now you can see 2B table is not seeming here, since it is now looking other tables, not the current table. So I'm simply referring taxable value. Just close this, and you can see, so taxable value purchase register is here. Now I'm going to find out the difference. If the difference is zero, then we will say it as match. Otherwise, we will say it as unmatched. New column. So here we have difference. So here we have taxable value PR minus taxable value of 2B. So here is the difference. Now, if the difference is 0, then, and you can see I'm using all Excel formulas only. Now I'm going to add a new column. So I am saying it as match or unmatched. We can say it as remarks of invoices. Now I'm going to use a function which is already available in your Excel file. Now logical test is if the difference is 0, then I will say it as match. Otherwise, I will say it as unmatched. Just close this, and you can see. So these are the matching invoices, and these are the unmatching invoices. Now we can create a pie chart, and you can see transformation is taking 70% of the time, and visualization is taking only 30% of the time. Now I'm going to add a pie chart. Sorry, we need to click outside, and here I'm going to click the pie chart. Now I'm going to click on this match and match part. So here we can search the column name also, remark of the invoices. Here I'm going to click here, and here I'm going to add the taxable value of our 2B. Here it is. So now our board data has been linked. Now let's say if I want to refer only the matching invoices. So the lighter blue part is matching. If I'm going to click on this, and you can see this is the complete reconciliation we have done. These are the invoices which are completely matching with our data. And if I'm going to click on this unmatching part, the unmatching invoices are here. It has automatically filtered out, means it is available in the 2B, it is not available in the purchase register, and vice versa. Here is the matching invoices. So we can also refer the invoice number in the detail. Just click on this plus sign, supplier number 2, click on here. So these are the matching invoices with the same supplier, and invoice number is here, purchase register taxable value, or this is the 2B taxable value. So that's how we can connect our 2B and the purchase register. And you can see here we have lots of visualization. This is a bar chart, these are the bar chart, this is line chart, this is an area chart. Inserting a chart is not a big deal. Here we have Python. We can link our Python visual also. But for that, you need to learn the Python. Here we can add a single card. Let's say I want to add a single card of, here it is, single card. So what single card do? Single card only dashboard part. Let me just show you the single card, what single card actually does. So if I'm going to refer this dashboard, so this is a single information which is showing by a box only. So this information can be shown by the single card. Now let's say I want to see the total IGST. Okay, IGST. So IGST is here. Now it is taking the IGST from the purchase register, but I don't want to refer but the purchase register. I am simply referring my all report from the 2B, so I'm taking integrated tax. So this is the matching integrated tax, because my cursor is on the match part, and just click here. So these are the matching IG and unmatching IGST in my data. These are the matching. Now here I'm going to insert one more box for the CGST and SGST box, central tax. So these are the again matching, because my cursor is on the matching part. Now I'm going to add trade tax. See, whenever we are simply adding single column from here to here, it is automatically referring the single card. We don't need to actually add it. Now you can see this is the central tax. This is sorry, this is a central tax. This is a state GST. This is an integrated GST. So that's how we are going to simply refer the data And here we have option to unfilter out the data also. So I'm going to hold my control key to click on the other part. Now you can see total IGST is this in the 2B. Let me show you my Excel file also. So this is the Excel file of the 2B. Let's hide this. Let's hide this. So this is the Excel file. Now let me show you my 2B, and taxable value is 671 4 times 0, 671 4 times 0, and IGST is 595,800, and it is actually same. And CGST, SGST is also same. You can see 306,000, 306,000. Now if I'm going to click on match, so these are the invoices matching with the purchase history. Now let's see whether the remark column of my Power BI is reflecting in this 2B or not. No, it is not there because we have worked in the Excel, not in the, sorry, we have worked in the Power BI, not in the Excel. So that's why our software is not going to impact. So we have integrated our GST portal with the Power BI. We have integrated our SAP with the Power BI. So both portal is not going to impact simultaneously. Only the Power BI files is going to impact. Now I can export the, since we are using the free version, we can export this dashboard into PDF. In free version you can export your dashboard into PDF, and you can format your dashboard like this. So this is a text box, this is a chart, this is a line chart. The data is very big, so that's why my line chart is looking like this. This is a slicer. So let's say if you don't want to add a pie chart, you can simply take the reference of a slicer. So here we have slicer, the same thing which is available in my Excel. So I'm going to take refer the button slicer now. Sorry. So button slicer. So let's say I'm taking remark, once again remark of the invoices. So here we have two buttons, match and match. There would be a one blank entry, so that's why it is showing blank. So match invoices are here and match are here. So see, I have not linked any chart from here to here. So still it is showing me match and match directly. So this is the beauty of your Power BI. Let's talk about some basics of the Power BI also. So Power BI has lots of feature. Let's just take it in fast speed. So I have told you how we can start the Power BI by using two settings. Now this is the main part. Whenever you are simply clicking on the transform part, you are going to deal with the backend, which is a Power Query. Here we can take the help of Chat GPT, AI, other AI model to build M code and to transform our data into different shapes. And here we have DAX view. Here we can use only Copilot, not other AI models, to deal with transformation. This is the front end, a simple Excel file, which is available in the front end. So I have shown you we can connect different type of data connectors in Power BI. The connecting part is related to your IT. You don't need to connect by yourself, and transformation or visualization is your part. So you need to work on the transformation first. So this is the uh, structure. Load means go to directly on the Power BI DEX, and transformation means Power BI Power Query. Here we have Power Query Editor. So Power Query Editor is going to look like this. My PPT has got a little bit. So Power Query has so many features with the date tools. So you can directly extract years, months, quarters. Here we have a feature to extract the quarters also, but in Excel we need to refer some formulas. We can simply directly extract the quarters. Weeks we can also extract from the Power Query. Again, we need to refer the weekday function or some other function whenever we are using Excel. Here we have uh, this is again a theory. Here, raw data always imported from the software, and we do the transformation in Power BI. Then on the visualization tool, we are simply going to present our meaningful data. Here, with the text tool in the Power Query, we can do lots of things like convert our lowercase to uppercase. In that Excel file, we need to use upper, lower, proper function. Here we can extract the length. Here we can extract the first character. Here we can extract the lowercase to the uppercase, and here we can extract the digit to non-digit. So let's say here is the data like this. So you want to split all the text into different columns and all the text into different all the numbers into different columns. So you can take the reference of this digit to non-digit means just split all the digit to non-digit means numbers will be splitted with the text. So this splitting will be start from here, not from here, because this is a digit to this is non-digit to digit. This is non-digit digit to non-digit. So text means non-digit and numbers is digit. So that's how we can take the reference of text tools in Power Query. Here we have lots of feature directly with the available with the graphical user interface, which is round down, round. Here we don't need to use any function in Power Query. In Power Query, there is a one tool, M code, we need to refer. Nothing else is available. We cannot use any function. If we are new to the Power Query, always ensure the correct data type. Let's say you want to extract the three character from this. Okay, so here is the number, any number I'm taking. Let's say here I have taken a number. Okay, now I want to extract the fourth character, and you can see this is lying on the right side. Okay, right side lying. Now if I'm going to use Power Query in Power BI, we can do it by using text. But if we want to extract only the fourth character from the right side, and you are using text function, which is a right function or something else, then Power Query is not going to respond. It is going to say this, you are dealing with the numbers. I'm not going to respond the text function in the numbers. So that's how it is going to show you the error. And if you are stuck in it, then you can take the help of again the AI. So data type is very important in the Power Query. Now we can add index columns in the Power Query. Let me just show you how. In the Power BI, here we have. Now let's go to transform. So let's say you want to add a serial numbers into your columns, into your data. So let's say if I want to add a column serial number, here we have index column. So if you want to start from the 0, you can start from 0. If you want to start from the 1, you can start from the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And if you want to add a custom column, then you can add a custom column. Here we have conditional column. So if you want to add if function here, so you can take the reference of if this amount is matching with this one, if this is greater than this, if this then this, then this is the conditional column is going to help you. Here we have column by example. It is just a copy of flash fill in the Excel. So here are lots of features directly available in the Power Query tab. So we have covered this group and aggregate. We can group our data by, let's say you want to just, you don't want to see the invoice level summary, you want to aggregate only the GST number and amount, then you can take the reference of group by. So it is going to add like this. Let's say I'm going to select the GST from here. I'm going to see taxable value total, and I'm going to sum from here, and then I'm going to choose the taxable value column. Then it's going to show you the GST uh, Justin wise taxable value. So that's how it is going to show you group and group by and aggregating. Here it is a new feature which is not in the Excel file. You can unpivot your data in Power Query. You can see the feature is here in the transform. Here we have unpivot columns. Let's say my data is looking like this: dates, product category, bikes, components, and clothing. Now I want to split what I want to. I and you can see north region is here, central is here, southern is here. Now I want to make this data into portrait format. So I want to convert this data into this shape, and you can see north, the central, south, bike. So first entry is split into three parts. So 10, 1925, 10, 1925. So this can be done by using this unpivot feature, not by this pivot. So basically, this is a reversal of your pivot table. If you want to extract the data from the pivot table to the raw data form, then you can use the unpivot. So it is not going to provide you the actual data. Let's say if your not reason is repeating multiple times, so it is going to aggregate the values. So still it is going to help you with the unpivot. So column profile, we can see I have this is the column profile. Column profile is nothing, just it is telling you how many empty are here, how many errors are there. How we can do that? Just on the view tab here we have column profile, so we can see column quality and show white space. So that's how we can take the reference of column profile. Column by example, it is a flash fill, nothing else. It is here we have promoted headers. Let's say my header is appearing here and I want to switch my headers to here. Here we have on the transform tab, here we have uh, promoted headers. He's here in more. Here it is. So use first row as header. So if I'm going to click on this, it is going to promote my headers from here to here. So that's how it is going to respond. And merging and append queries, I have show you, I have demonstrate you. And if you want to concatenate your data in columnar form, then you can use merging queries. And if you want to concatenate your data like this, then it is appending queries in Power Query. Now I'm going to simply so Power Query is more powerful than with your Excel in three aspect. Unpivot is here. We can split our data into rows. Let's say my data is like this: 1, comma 2, comma 3. By using text to column, I can split my data like this: 1, 2, 3. But by using Power Query, I can split my data like this also: 1, 2, and 3. So this feature is available in Power Query only, not with your Excel. So this is the Power Query feature, and the most superpower of the Power Query is just build once and refresh it. I have demonstrated to you over here. I think I have closed that file of the date. So I need to simply build once. Next time I need to simply refresh it. So this is the Power Query, and here we have Power Pivot in the Excel. This Power Pivot allows you to insert multiple data from the multiple single pivot table from the multiple data. So this is the Power Pivot. Now here I'm going to talk about some DAX thing most, and you can see the metrics I have created over here. Just this is a summary of the functions in the Power BI software, and you can see most of the function are common except these. So some function is here in the Power BI, median function is here, replace is here. This replace function is also available in Excel. Lower, find, trim, upper, sub, all the function are available in Power BI, but not in, sorry, it is also available in Excel. But these function, let's say total YTD, you want to find out total YTD, total MTD, we need to use some function over there. Here we can use the function directly, but these are the very advanced function. We need to spend at least 30 to 40 minutes to learn each functions, because but all the functions are working is going to work in the same fashion. Let's say you have learned the total YTD, then you can simply use the NTD and QTD, because all these three are same. But the results would be different. Just arguments are the same. And again, we have closing balance here. Let's say you are referring any ledger, you want to refer any month balance and so on. Then you can use this time intelligence function, which are available in the Power BI. So you can take the help of your Google to understand this, or you can purchase the books, or if you want, you can directly contact to me. And here we have uh, operators. These are the operators available in the Power BI. Equal to available here. In Excel, this function is also available. Strict equal to, let's say, what is strict equal to over in the Power BI? Let's say here I'm writing Excel, and here I'm writing Excel. Let's say I want to check this whether this is equal to this one. So Power BI is going to show true. But if I'm going to say this is equal to this, so Excel will cause an error because this double equal to sign is not available in Excel file, but this double equal to is available with the Power BI. Now it is going to show you false, because it is not strictly, or the same use cases, the same shapes is not here. So that's why it is not strictly equal to this data. Now here we have and symbol. Here in the Excel we can use only and function, but in the Power BI we can use double and. And here we have or symbol also. Let's say I want to check whether this is Excel, or this is a red color, or this is white. So we can refer this double pipe. And if you want to refer different rows, let's say here we have Excel or Word, you want to check whether the entry is related to Excel or MS Word, then we can use this in. So these are the two symbols in Power BI, which is related to or and in. And here we have operators. Yeah, you can see the examples. Let's say reason is finance, and bike bikers is yes, then it is going to use the and symbol. And if reason is fine France, and or bike is yes, then it is going to provide the logical test true. And here we are saying if product color is red, blue and black, product color is red, blue and black, means different rows we are referring. So we are using in here, so that's why the answer is looking like this. Let's say now I'm going to talk about some three most important function of the Power BI. I have already talked about related. Related is nothing, just a synonym of VLOOKUP, but we don't need to refer any lookup value table columns. Simply it is going to refer the tables from one table to another. Just how it is going to provide you the answer, how it is taking the reference. It is taking the reference because of this relationship. If relationship is not there, then related function is not going to work. Now let's say if I want to check, let's say I am dealing with the 11 parties. Okay, now one party is big, and in my case the biggest party is this one, which has GST number of this. So let's say I want to check whether this party is responding good. Sometimes we perform 90% of the turnover to one party and 10% of the turnover to the different party. So in that case, what we generally do, we refer to MIS, first for the single party, and second for the whole company. So we can let's say I want to focus only on the one party, then we can use this calculate. So every time if I'm going to click here, so it is not going to change my this date, change the whole data. I can create a different dashboard on the same screen. Let's say here is this dashboard of the whole company. If I want to create the dashboard of the that single 90% party, over here we can do that. In that case, this these checkbox is not going to work from there to here. I have already demonstrated this calculate and all in my in my previous video. It is going to take around 30 to 40 minutes for the explaining. And so that's just a use of calculators to stop the filtration. Means let's say I want to check always the match parties, I want to check only the this GST number, then it is going to provide a pause button on this GST number. So that is going which is not going to impact in your dashboard. So this is the calculate function, and all is a reversal of your calculate. Let's say you want to let's say if I'm clicking here match and unmatch, I want to always see the total total of my IG or of the tax. Total tax means my filter should not be work. So in that case, I can use all. So these are the difference between these three. Calculate means fixing a filter. So I am fixing a filter only on the one gestin, and all means I want to see always whole company performance. This is the all. Related is a synonym of VLOOKUP, and I have given the reference of all and here. And conditional formatting is also available in the Power BI. Uh, Time intelligence function I have already talked about. These are the new function which are not available in Excel function in Excel file. But again, we can concatenate some of the functions directly to use these kind of function. But the beauty of Power BI, we can connect any software with the uh, Power BI by using our height by taking the help of IT team, and this is the final dashboard which is going to look alike. Or if you don't want to see the blank on the back end, you can actually insert a image also. You can see here we have option to insert a image. So let's say I want to make a cricket dashboard, so I can insert an image of cricket background in the back end. So that's how we can take the reference of dashboard. So this is it from my side. Any question from your side you may ask. uh, Charmiji, you may proceed now for the question and answers.
Sir, let me check if there are any questions in the question box. Sir, we do not have any questions from the participants' end.
Okay.
So if you want to say anything, you can say at the for the winding up of
So
the
basically,
session.
I just want to say only the one line. Just start using Power BI in your practice. It actually work. It actually automate the processes in 1 or 2 hour. So next time the process will not going to take whole day. It is going to take only the 5 minutes to respond the same activity which you have performing on daily basis in your office.
Thank you so much, sir. It was
Thank
such
you.
an honor to have you as a resource person on the topic Power BI. So, thank you, Professional Skill Enrichment Committee of ICI, to
Yes.
organize such a beautiful webcast and all the participants to make this webcast a grand success. Thank you, all the organizers behind the Professional Skill Enrichment Committee to organize such a beautiful webinar. And thank you, Vikal sir, for your valuable time and
Thank you,
knowledge
ma'am.
and sharing it with our uh, presentations and skills and practically showing how Power BI works upon. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all. Yes, yes.